Cryptic invitation. Take up this offer. Be part of the darkness. Hello, I'm looking for Captain Jarbert Roberts of the 2nd Patrol Detachment. Is he in the office right now? Nikita, it's you again. I have already told you many times. According to the directive, you're not even supposed to be inside the Public Security Administration building, let alone requesting to see your former superior. I just want to offer a detailed explanation regarding the accusation stated in the dismissal notice and clarify what actually happened during the incident. Don't waste your breath on me. I'm just a receptionist. I don't understand any of that. But what I do know is this. The dismissal order must be followed without exception. Please leave immediately or I will call security. I don't know where these rumors about risk of going haywire for my model came from, but I appreciate a chance to explain myself regarding the accusation of violating protocol. Let me give you a piece of friendly advice. For old time's sake, any doll dismissed by the original department in the satellite city has a 2-week grace period to find a new job and affiliation. If you still haven't found one after that, you'd better pray you don't get scanned by any ID scanners. Now please leave. Don't make this harder than it has to be. Realizing that any appeal would be futile, Nikita no longer bothers to argue. Before leaving, she takes a long, hard look at the emblem of the Public Security Administration on the wall. The emblem that once gave her strength and conviction now looks especially cold and ruthless. Right, if I were to file a cross-jurisdiction appeal. Vehicles come and go at the entrance to the orphanage. Nikita stands quietly by the gate. One of the security guards sees her and leans out of the window. Nikita, you have been standing outside the entrance for days now, but you never come in. Did something happen? I am waiting for someone. Who? I can help keep a lookout and let you know when they arrive. Thanks, but that won't be necessary. Suddenly, the person Nikita has been waiting for appears within her field of vision. Wait, Miss Inessa Chernova. Hearing her name, the woman stops and turns around and is rather surprised to see Nikita. Nikita? Sorry to trouble you, but could I have a moment of your time? I need to ask a favor. The woman looks puzzled, but she stops to listen. Nikita decides to speak as concisely as possible. Thank you for your time, ma'am. I used to work for the Public Security Administration in Jurisdiction E5. During a recent mission, I was wrongfully accused of violating protocols and dismissed from the force. I have tried to appeal, but all channels have been closed to me. And what do you want from me? Judging by your uniform and insignia, your rank is higher than mine. I'm hoping you could assist me with filing a cross-jurisdiction appeal. Cross-jurisdiction appeals are highly unlikely. We have never worked together officially. Even if I outrank you, I cannot vouch for you. However, I can at least help you contact your superior and pass along a message. If you could help me get in touch with my captain, I would be very grateful. His name is Jarbert Roberts. ODE 13, Captain of the 2nd Patrol Detachment in Jurisdiction E5, correct? You look into me? You've had frequent contact with Una. For her safety, it's only natural that I check your background. It's a reasonable explanation. Nikita, imprint model VSK-94, suspected of violating protocol in Operation Codename 342, causing injuries to a fellow officer. Further mechanical inspection revealed irreparable performance defects. Result, dismissal. That's what you're trying to appeal, right? How do you know all that? Because I was the one who orchestrated everything. The unexpected answer hits Nikita like a lightning strike, but she only frowns briefly before immediately sizing up the woman in front of her. Even through the sunglasses, Nikita can sense that the woman's previously warm, smiling eyes have turned unreadable, as if there's some creature lurking just beneath the surface. Let me properly reintroduce myself. My name is Inessa Grigorievna Chernova. head of the Counterintelligence and Investigative Intelligence Division of the Public Security Administration. Apologies for not disclosing this earlier. It just didn't seem relevant since our work did not overlap. And now it is? No need to be so guarded. I will explain everything. But this is not the right place for a conversation. Let's get in the car. I know a better location. Wait, before that, can you show some valid identification? Even if you're carrying a PSA badge, I cannot just take your word for it. Not bad. Even after the dismissal, you still take your basic precautions. Here, take a look. Inessa presents her electronic ID for Nikita to verify. Well, satisfied I'm not lying? Your credentials check out. Thank you for your cooperation. Then, shall we go? Sit wherever you like. I will make us some coffee. After taking in her surroundings, Nikita sits down on the sofa in the cabin. The cabin is well hidden and soundproof. Not a sound can be heard from outside. The distress call you heard during that mission was actually a pre-recorded audio clip prepared by my tech team. We disguised it as coming from the squad's primary frequency and inserted it into your comms receiver through interference. So, the entire rescue was just a stage performance that you orchestrated to get me dismissed? Your composure surprises me. I thought you'd be more upset after learning you were set up. How my emotional module functions is none of your concern. To me, this is simply filling in the blanks. I already know the method and the outcome. Now I want to learn your motive. But before that, I'd like to know, was that team member really injured? Inessa raises an eyebrow. You care about that? Don't worry, no one was actually hurt. They are all my subordinates, acting under my special orders. You can consider it part of the show. Very well. Then please answer my next question. Why did you orchestrate this whole performance? Sometimes, for more people to enjoy the sunlight, someone has to do things in the dark, things that cannot see the light of day. You used to work for a PMC. You should know how this kind of thing works. When I worked for the PMC, the commander whom I served under was always upright. I'm not familiar with the kind of things that cannot see the light of day that you're referring to. If there is something you want me to do, just say it directly. I will assess whether I can do it after I have heard the details. Alright, since you're being this straightforward, I will skip the preamble. Realizing Nikita's extremely direct demeanor, Inessa adjusts her tone. During the recent operation to seize illegal drugs, we captured some suspects, but upon investigation, they turned out to be just low-level runners. The real big players are still hiding in the shadows. On top of that, we have received an anonymous report implicating Mangi Security. We need someone to go undercover inside Mangi Security and gather concrete evidence of their involvement in illegal drug trafficking. Mangi Security? Are you sure? Yes, the same Mangi Security that makes donations to orphanages, just like we do. Can I take a look at the report? Of course. Inessa opens a drawer and hands Nikita a stack of documents. The report includes a blurry photo. In it, a person wearing a Mangi Security uniform is sitting on a worn-out sofa, holding a vial of some substance. What he's holding is the contraband drug in question. In the industry, it is known as Vitalis. It's rumored to treat Dahl syndrome, but in reality, it contains minimal active ingredients and is highly addictive. Long-term use leads to mental instability, severe paranoia, and an inability to distinguish fantasy from reality. Dahl syndrome? Oh, that's a common psychological illness among people who live and work long-term in satellite cities. Patients feel that they have fought tooth and nail for the right to live in a satellite city, hoping for a comfortable life, only to discover all their efforts merely serve to make life easier for the privileged in the white zones. That realization makes them feel like they have been downgraded from humans to dolls. They often develop strong hostility toward actual dolls. No offense. None taken. So we are investigating this substance called Vitalis. Are there any other photos? No, this photo was likely taken covertly. The sender's IP was randomly generated, probably to avoid retaliation. A single photo like this cannot serve as evidence linking Mangi security to Vitalis. We do have a few fragmented clues, but it's not sufficient for making formal accusations. And that's exactly why I need you. Nikita casts Inessa a searching look. Inessa meets her gaze calmly. One last question. Why me? You've had close contact with people from Mangi security, haven't you? Inessa places another photo on the table and pushes it toward Nikita. The man in the photo is David. The angle clearly indicates that it was taken without his knowledge. Not exactly close, but he has been actively trying to recruit me. He's been encouraging me to jump ship and join Mangi. Then joining them would be a natural step for you. Would it really be that easy? I was dismissed for protocol violations and performance defects. Would Mangi security really take in someone like that? In reality, your performance defects don't exist. That would become apparent in any baseline diagnostics. As for the protocol violations, well, you know how rigid government organizations are. Private security firms have very different standards and protocols. Believe me, they won't easily pass up this rare opportunity to recruit a high-performance tactical doll like you. Nikita eyes the document spread out before her, then looks up at Inessa's face again. So, after I complete this mission, what happens to me? You can go wherever you want. You could even come back to the Public Security Administration. I will reinstate your service records. Of course, you have every right to turn down this mission. It's dangerous, after all. In time, I will clear your name and you can still return to work. If you have such a thorough plan, why did not you speak to me about it beforehand? What's wrong? Did not like being falsely accused? Nikita frowns slightly as she lapses into silence. Her thoughts pulled back to that moment when her colleague pointed a gun at her. She pushes away the unpleasant memory, focusing instead on Inessa's words and the core of the matter. No, it's just that with prior communication, I could have responded better. Everything before this felt senseless. For a moment, I even doubted myself and the PSA. I don't like feeling that kind of doubt. Haha, I did not know even dolls have existential crises. That's not funny. The mood, which had lightened a little, now grows heavy again. Sorry, I did not mean to upset you. I really should have explained the situation to you. This is the general consensus around undercover work, but clearly you have never done this sort of thing before. Inessa sits up straight. Let me put it this way. The reason I did not talk to you beforehand is because I wanted the whole thing to feel natural, as if you really were dismissed for violating protocol. The less staged it looks, the better. Most undercover agents are trained early on, so they can perform convincingly. But someone like you, who is being chosen on short notice, might act unnaturally due to hesitation if warned in advance. You could have made mistakes that would be used against you and somewhere down the line. That may be true, but were not you worried things would go wrong? Weren't you worried things would go wrong? Like if I did not follow the script? But you did come to me. Inessa smiles faintly. I wasn't wrong about you. Your pursuit of truth has brought you here. That kind of resolve is exactly what an undercover agent needs. And what else does undercover work require? Let's see. Tolerance for loneliness and boredom. Acceptance of the fact that you will give your all and likely receive nothing in return. You will have to blend into the crowd, and whether you succeed or fail, you can never speak of it. So, are you willing to take the mission? Nikita looks into Inessa's eyes, sensing a scrutinizing gaze behind her glasses. A strange emotion rises in her neural cloud, but she dismisses it as system noise. Dolls don't overthink, at least I don't. If it's something that helps people, something that's right, I will do it. Inessa smiles and extends her hand. I knew I wasn't wrong about you. Then here's to a successful collaboration. Nikita looks at the offered hand and shakes it gently. Right.